Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TJ, and welcome back to the New Orleans Kings franchise here in the ALDS, game number 4. Now, one more win, and we move on to either play the Cleveland Indians or the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox are down 2-1. The Indians are the team who really had the biggest offseason last year. They have Kyle Schwarber and the MVP Christian Yelich. Now, this game, we have a pitching matchup of Alex Wood on the mound. You know, Wood is interesting. You know, he had a decent regular season, a very slow start, but I want to see what he can do here. We have given him the ball here in game 4, playing Randy Arozarena, our former center fielder. He's starting at the leadoff spot for the Blue Jays. And here comes Raimel Tapia leading off this game here, getting his second straight start here in the ALDS. So let's hop into the action. Here's Michael Brantley up here, hitting in the 2-hole, facing Chris Paddock. Then he drives one deep to right field. It's got some carry on it, and it looks like it's going to sneak over the wall in right field. That's a home run, Michael Brantley. Now, we're going to have to make a decision on some of these older players. We have Santana, we have Brantley. I don't know who we're going to keep. It's going to be hard to keep these guys with how good they're doing. So here comes Moncada to the plate. A pitch right over the middle. He drives it, and he just does not get enough wood on that one. That was right over the middle. That one probably should have been a home run. That brings up Carlos Santana, who's hitting phenomenal so far this series in some high heat. And he's looking. That's right on the corner. 1-0, though, for Alex Wood. Nice little lead. So here's Randy Arozarena, who starts out this game with the fly ball to right field. And that is an out for the former New Orleans King. That brings up Bo Bichette, hitting in the 2-hole today instead of the leadoff position. Ground ball to Scooter, throw to first, 2 outs. So that's going to bring up the biggest hitter on their team, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He gets one right over the middle, goes opposite field. Jake Cave, and he was not hustling. It looked like he was just jogging to the ball on that one. And it gets over his head, being a little too casual on that fly ball. It reaches the wall. That brings up Hernandez, who's absolutely been dominant so far in this series. Ground ball, it gets past Pena. That one gets to the center fielder, Tapia. We come up throwing, but it's going to be 1 run here for the Blue Jays, 1-1. And they get that run right back. Hernandez has been killing us. If he's going to be a free agent, I'm not really sure. We might have to look at him. So here is the 5-hole hitter. Here's Uriel Jr. Ground ball up the middle. Scooter on the run, throws, and it's an out at first base. 1-1, though, going into the second. That brings up Gregory Polanco here in the bottom of the second. Drive to right field. Jake Cave running this one down. This time he was running a little bit, but it gets over his glove again. Throw to second. He has the arm, but not the accuracy, and it's a leadoff double here for the Jays. That brings up Starlin Castro, who gets to start in this one. Ground ball to Pena. Throw to first. Easy out. 1 out. Man on third base. That's going to bring up Will Craig in the 8-hole. Hasn't been doing too well in this series, but ground ball to Pena. That one will score the run, though, from third. Long throw. Little high, but it's on target. It's an out. It's 2-1, Blue Jays. That brings up Gabriel Moreno in the 9-hole. Outside pitch. He goes with it. That's a hit to the right side. Jake Cave comes up throwing to first base, and the runner is safe. So this inning does continue here with Randy Arozarena coming to the plate. Here he is in a 3-1 count. Just a chop at a first. 3 outs here in the second inning. So let's see if we can get some of those runs back, but we can't here in the second inning as we move on to the third inning, and Alex Wood maybe starting to find his groove a little bit. Strikes out Bo Bichette. Hernandez, he strikes out as well. All right. Now, let's see if our bats can get going. Here comes Jeremy Pena up all the way in the 5th inning. Here's a hit up the middle, and it takes this long to get our offense going ever since that first inning where we did drive in 1 run. So that brings up Tapia to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far. Pitch right over the middle. Remember, he went deep last game, but not this time. Arozarena is under it. So 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Our offense has been stale since that Brantley home run in the first inning. Speaking of Brantley, here he is again, 1 for 2 in this game. Paddock's at 80 pitches, and Brantley drives it deep to center, but it looks like It's just a casual fly ball. Our offense is just disappearing so far in this game. So now we move on to the 6th inning. Let's see if Moncada can get us going. Low pitch, and he washes it. Ball 4. All right. Good start to this inning. Now that's going to bring up Carlos Santana, who is one of our better hitters on the team. 0 for 2 so far in this game. 3-1 count. A pitch right over the middle. And Carlos Santana doesn't miss that one. Another laser home run. Remember last game, he had one of those before, and that is another one for him. Santana gives us the 3-2 lead, and Moncada comes in to score in front of him, and Paddock just makes a mistake. That was right over the middle of the plate. 3-1 count. You can't miss like that. As this inning continues here, Jake Cave hitting in the 5-hole. Low pitch. He hits it hard to the right side. It's fielded cleanly by Moreno, thrown to first, and it's going to be 1 out here in the 6th. That brings up Corey Dickerson, who has really been cold so far this series. He hits one to second base, and that's another ground ball. 2 outs. So that brings up Scooter, who has been Mr. Clutch for us in this entire series. With the 100th pitch on, it's going to be just a fly ball. Hernandez camps under that one. Another close game going into late parts of this one. So that brings up Starlin Castro to start out the bottom of the 7th inning. Alex Wood still on the mound, and he has been pitching pretty good. That was about his 90th pitch, but it's time to pull the plug on Alex Wood. You just never know. He is kind of streaky, so I decided to go with Alex Claudio out of the bullpen. So here he is facing Will Craig. Let's see if we can get a ground ball, and we do right up the middle. Jeremy Payne at a 2, 2-1, double play. All right. That's what I'm talking about. 2 outs here with a 1-run lead. Let's see if Claudio can get us out of this inning. Moreno, ground ball to first, and he does just that. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Still a 3-2 game. That brings in Sean Reed Foley out of the bullpen for the Blue Jays, facing Michael Brantley, who's been pretty good for us. 1 for 3, and he drives another one deep. That's gone. Brantley is playing for another contract with us. Remember, his deal expires after this season, and we are definitely doing our thing on offense here in this series. We've had timely hits. Brantley is clutch once again, and he gives us the 4-2 lead. That brings up Moncada, his 2nd walk of the game on the outside part of the plate here to start the 8th inning. As Carlos Santana comes to the plate. Already has a home run in this one. Hard hit to left side. That one sneaks through. And looks like Hernandez can't hold on to it. But we're going to round second pretty hard. But we're going to stay at second there. Guys on the corners here. You got to think we're going to bunt in this situation. But with 2 strikes, we're not going to do it. But Cave swings on a curveball low in the zone. And that's going to be a strikeout here with 1 out. We decide to actually pinch hit Reese McGuire in for Corey Dickerson because, you know, the thing about Dickerson is that he just isn't doing so well in this series. He'll be back next series, but he's going to be done for the day. So that brings up Reese McGuire, who does swing at a pitch up in the zone, and that is going to be a fly ball to right field. So now with 2 outs here, that's going to bring up Scooter. Man on first and second. Another opportunity for Scooter to be clutch. And it's just going to be a little dribbler to first base. That's an easy out. 3 outs here as we move on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's see if Claudio can keep it going. Here's a Rosarena at the plate, and he starts it out with a single to left field. And now, man on first base. Can we get out of this little bitty jam? Here's Bo Bichette, hard ball up the middle, and it gets past Scooter. And that one does get to Tapia. We get it into the cutoff man, but it's guys on the corners here. No outs. We decide to go to the bullpen and bring in our all-star, Ryan Stanek. That's enough for Claudio. 2 innings he has in this playoffs so far. And let's see if he can get us out of a 3rd. So that brings up Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the 3-hole, ground ball to first. And we go home with it instead of turning 2. And it's going to be a safe runner at home, 4-3. A little bit of hesitation on that throw by Santana. I think he didn't know what to do in that situation. So now, no outs. Guys on first and second, and that's a liner to second base. Scooter's got it, though. 1 out. That brings up the 5-hole hitter, 0 for 3 in this game. A ground ball to second, it gets through. Cave comes up with a stop, throws it home, and that's a nice throw home. Holds up the runner at third base. So bases loaded. Here we are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gregory Polanco at the plate, who's been hitting well in this series. A low pitch, ground ball to Moncada to second, to first. It's a double play. We get out of the jam. Ryan Stanek, the all-star for us, one of the best relievers in baseball this year. Honestly, in my opinion, should have won reliever of the year. And we move on to the 9th inning. We're going to leave him in for the save. Here is Starlin Castro at the plate, and it's a hit up the middle. Another leadoff single here for the Blue Jays. But I believe in Stanek. I'm leaving him in this game. That brings up Will Craig. He's 1 for 3 in his game. Ground ball up the middle to second. And the throw to first is a double play. 2 outs. 1 out away from the ALCS. That brings up Gabriel Moreno. 1 for 3 in his game. And it's going to be a liner to Scooter, and he's got it. And the Kings advance. That is going to do it here in the ALDS. The Blue Jays had the talent. I just don't think they had the starting pitching. I think that we had something a little bit better. Our offense was on. Brantley was on. Santana was on. Everybody did well. Moncada hit the ball well a couple of games. And it's just clutch for this team. Scooter does well. Jeremy Pena went 2 for 4. Having a guy like Jeremy Pena at the bottom of your lineup that can get hits, and that's all we need, is because we just need to allow the top of our lineup to get up and get their at-bats. And he did his job. We win this series and advance. So it looks like the Cleveland Indians move on, and we will face them. No surprise here, they have one of the deepest rosters in baseball at this point. Led by the MVP, Christian Yelich, who I don't even know if he got 2 hits in the last series. It looks like he hit 167, so maybe he's riding a little bit of a cold streak going into this ALCS. Now, Mike Clevenger won the AL Cy Young. This is personal for us because we all know that Musgrove should have won it. So now we're facing the Indians, and we're out for blood. We got to get this victory. We got to get this series 7 games set here in the ALCS, I should say. And then on the other side, the Dodgers end up advancing, and they will play the Phillies, and we'll see how that side goes. But we are laser focused on this ALCS matchup versus the Indians. I'm excited. I think they're probably the best team in baseball. We have an opportunity to upset the apple cart. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I be trying to do me, but they be trying to copy though. Only problem with that is they not me though. People act cool, but really they be shiesty though. They say they got your back, but they ain't even behind me though. I be low key, but police be trying to find me.